The Buddha told this story about Devadatta in Veluvana, the Green Bamboo Grove Monastery. One day, the Buddha heard the bhikkhus talking together in the Dhamma hall, so he asked, "What are you talking about?"
Baranabai, sir, Devadatta is an ungrateful man and does not recognize the master Rajum.
Bhikkhus, this is not the first time. In his past life, Devadatta was the same. He was ungrateful and did not know my virtue. At the bhikkhu's request, the Buddha told this story of the past. Long, long ago, when Brahmadatta was king of Kasi, the Bodhisatta was born as an elephant in the Himalaya mountains. When he was born, he entered the world as a beautiful white elephant. There were wonderful red and gold rings on his trunk. His amazingly brilliant eyes sparkled like diamonds. His mouth was a bright scarlet red. His forefeet shone as if they were polished. Because he was developing the 10 perfections, he was the most beautiful elephant in the world. When he grew up, all the elephants in the forest chose him as their leader. The Bodhisattva understood, however, that among his herd of 80,000 elephants, something unwholesome was going on. Therefore, leaving the herd, he went to live alone in the middle of the forest. Because he practiced morality in everything he did, he became known as Good King Elephant. One day, a forester entered that forest in search of something that he could sell in Varanasi. He walked so far into the forest that he lost his way. Afraid that he would never find his way out, he started to cry. When the Bodhisattva heard the man crying, out of compassion, he decided to help and walked toward the man. When the forester saw the elephant coming near him, he screamed and ran away. The Bodhisattva stayed very still. The forester looked back and saw that the elephant was not chasing him, so he stopped running. "My friend, why are you running around here and crying so loudly?"
My lord, I'm lost in this large forest and I'm scared I will die here.
The elephant took the man to the middle of the forest and let him stay with him for a few days. He fetched a lot of food for the man and they become good friends. One day, the elephant said, "There's no need for you to worry, my friend. I will take you back to your home city." The elephant let the man sit on his back and they started their journey. As they were leaving the jungle, the forester thought about his situation.
This elephant is so kind that he will certainly give me anything I ask for.
The forester carefully noticed everything about the road the elephant was following so that he would be able to find his way back later. After some time, they reached the edge of the forest and found the road to Varanasi. The elephant set the forester on the ground and said, "This road will take you home. Even if people ask you, please do not tell anyone where I live." Then the Bodhisattva returned home. When the forester arrived in Varanasi, he came upon a busy market where he saw some traders selling ivory. He noticed that the elephant tusk has been carved into different ornaments and tools. He asked the trader whether they were interested in buying tusks from a living elephant. "Why would you even ask that? Tusks from a living elephant are much more valuable than from a dead elephant."
Okay, in that case, I will bring you some ivory from a living elephant.
He immediately set out to return to the home of the white elephant. He carried with him not only enough food for his journey, but also a sharp sword. When the Bodhisattva asked the forester why he had come back, the man replied,
My lord, I am very poor. I have not been able to make a living. I have come back to ask a favor. Because you are so kind, I'm sure you will understand and grant my request. May I cut off a little bit of your tusk to sell in ivory market?
Certainly, my friend, I will freely give you my tusk if you have a saw to cut them off.
Thank you, my lord. Of course, I have brought my saw with me.
Then you can cut off my tusks and take them with you. The Bodhisattva knelt so that the forester could easily reach his task. Then the man quickly saw half of each of the Bodhisattva's two magnificent tusks. The Bodhisattva picked up the tusks, held them in front of the forester and said, "My friend, do not think that I'm giving you these tusks because I do not need them or I do not treasure them. Much more important to me, however, are the tasks of omniscience by which I will understand everything. By helping you and giving you this gift, may I be able to attain omniscience." Then, fixing his mind on that wish to gain omniscience and to attain Buddhahood, the Bodhisattva gently handed the task to the forester. The forester was able to sell the task in the ivory market for a very good price. After he spent that money, he returned to the forest and begged the elephant again.
Those 2 pieces of tusk were only enough to pay off my old debts. I need more ivory.
The Bodhisattva noted, lay down and allowed the forester to cut off the rest of his task. Very pleased with himself, the forester carried the 2 pieces of tusk back to Varanasi and sold them in the ivory market. Again, when that money was gone, he returned to the forest and pretended to be very sad and miserable and said,
My lord, I was able to sell the ivory, but I need more money. Please give me the rest of your tusks.
"All right, please take them." The elephant lay down once more. Then the evil forester stepped on the beautiful red and silver trunk and climbed onto his head. And using his feet, he pushed the flesh away from the tusk. Then, with no regard for the pain he was causing, he sawed off the tusks at their roots. Greedily clinging to the bloody tusks, the forester walked away. As soon as the evil forester was out of the sight of Bodhisattva, the earth, which was strong enough to support the world's most majestic mountains and had withstood the filth and odor of all the world, burst open. A large hole appeared as if the earth could not support the wicked deed of this terrible man. From the bottom of the hole, the fire of hell flared up and trapped the treacherous forester who had so cruelly betrayed his friend. That fire dragged the poor forester down to the lowest level of hell. Seeing this, a tree deva who lived in the forest caused the entire region to echo with these words: "Even all the kingdoms and all the riches of the world are not enough to satisfy those who are ungrateful and treacherous to their friends." The tree deva spread this teaching to the whole forest. As for the white elephant, he lived his life and passed away in accordance to his karma. So you see, bhikkhus, this is not the first time that Devadatta has shown himself to be ungrateful. He was the same in the past. At that time, Devadatta was the treacherous forester, Sariputta was the tree deva, and I was good King Elephant.